Hello. This is Gigaschatten bringing you yet another tutorial on tips and tricks for planets.nu. Alright, so this is a Klingon game I've just started, and as you can see, I can fly around with my ships, doing all the good stuff. It's like turn number 4, and I took it over because I thought one slot was free. And since the people can, do the first 3 turns, you have accelerated turn, I didn't notice that one guy played 2 turns, said, I'm ready, and then abandoned. So in turn 3, he didn't build any ships, and I was unaware of that, and I'm now left over with, his bad build, but it is how it is. You need to check these things up front, which I didn't. Okay, but the main purpose of this tutorial is something else. I want to show you how to use the map to your advantage by drawing into the map, and I will show you how you can display things in a more nicer way, and so that it benefits you actually. Okay, so first of all, you see with, I think it was Q, yes, Q, and then with Q you can see the connections. Every connection means this distance between the planets is 81 light years or less, which means a warp 9 ship, a ship with warp 9 engines can reach it in 1 turn. Okay, so just seeing from my home world, let's zoom a little bit closer. I can see I can reach this planet, and this planet. However, I can't reach, oh, I also can reach this planet. You can't just see it very good because there's this green line overlaying it. A second way of doing it, and you have seen that in one of my other videos as well, is just using the distance tool, and here you can see it's below 81 light years, so I can reach that planet within 1 turn. Okay, so far nothing new, so that's fine. However, you can spice things up a little bit. So what you can do is, so let's click on it. I have already created new layers, distances, natives, neutronium, and uranium. I'm just going to show you first of all how to create such a layer. And this is a kind of a topic, you could say, and then beneath the topic you can organize all your drawings. So let's say I have now created neutronium, uranium. Obviously we also need tritanium and molybdenum. So I click OK, and then it shows up in this list. So let's also, for the sake of it, molybdenum without an I. There we go. So all the this is like my minerals and the neutronium, natives, and distances. Okay, so let's click on the distances. You can do several things here. You can set markers on a map. You can rename this however you like. You can put text on the map. You can put drawings on the map, which we will do, and we can also put circles in. So for the distances, I always use the circles one. I zoom in so I get the middle of the planet. I click on it, and then it asks me, okay, what kind of circle do you want to draw? Right? If I put 30 light years and press the tab, you see it's smaller and so on. So if I press or type 81, you see I get a larger circle like this, which shows me also all planets I can reach within 1 turn. I mean, I have Q connections on, but you will now see in a second why I'm doing it like that. Okay, and for me, this white circle is too bright. And if you have done UI things and UX, so UX wise, for me, this is too dominant. So I will darken it down to a light. Maybe this is too dark, so let's lighten it up a little bit. No, I liked it before better, so let's take this one. And if I click now save, the thing is now on the map I have a drawing where I can see this is 162 light years. If I wanted, I could now click on here as well, and then for example, I don't know where to put it, maybe here at the bottom. I could here also write this ring is like 81 light years, right? Also use that dark color, and I could save that. Okay, let's do that for a second. But since I know I am the guy drawing it, I know these are 81 light years, so this is too much information. I don't want it. So you go to the distances, you click on the first item, which lists all the drawings, whatever you have here. So it says you have a circle here, this is this ring, and you have a text component, this is this one. So I can highlight the text component, I can say edit it, and then I can say delete it, and now it's gone. Okay, good. So what we also want to do is I want to see all planets which I can reach within 2 turns from my homeworld. Means 81 light years times 2. So again, what will I do? I will say I will add another component, a circle. I will click on it, and this one will be 162 light years. Press tab and make it dark color again and save it. And voila. So you see, I can reach this planet within 2 turns from my homeworld. Just confirm it. So let's take this distance tool. And now it's important. So you see the middle is a little bit wider, but since there's a warp well, you know, here, 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 and so on, I can reach this planet within 2 turns, right? So I've now already identified that if I fly with a ship straight 1 and then 2, I can reach 1, 2, 3, these 4 planets within 2 turns. This is important because at some point of time you want to scout, because if I send the ship from here to here, it's possible, but I'm kind of losing a turn, you know. I could also from my homeworld send in 2 turns something into this cluster. Okay, so this is this ring, and then there's a third and a fourth ring, but you don't necessarily need that. One of those is like this. You also have a circle here. So you have this ruler, you have this, you know, drawing tool, and you have this circle, and this is the hypercircle, which means these are 350 light years. And as a rule of thumb, there's a nice video. Was it Tailspin or some other guy? I can't remember now. I will show that to you next time or tell that to you. He has a nice, very nice video tutorial on how to find the enemy homeworlds. Okay, and what he basically did is, I mean, you can also do that on your own. You can search for the middle. That's always at 2000, 2000. So let's say, okay, let's do that also as well. So let's go for the drawing, add a new layer. And yeah, I don't want to add a new layer actually. So I'm going to delete this one. Yes. But I am going to go for distances and set a marker. Yeah, click on the map to add a new point. And I will try to find the 2000, 2000 coordinate. It's somewhere here. So let's drag it a little bit and more to the left, zoom in until you see the grid. And now it's pretty easy. So here is the center. And I'm going to name that center. Let's give that also a nice dominant color, so maybe something like this, and let's save it. And now if I look on the map, scroll out, zoom out, sorry, then you see this is the center of the map, right? So from my point of view, because of the nebula, it looks slightly tilted to the left, but this is the middle. It is 2000, 2000 coordinates. What you could do is now, you know, do like a pie chart and then divide the whole map into sectors. And then you could, you know, try to find where everyone is. Let me explain what I mean. So I could do, okay, let's use the drawing tool here. And I could, it says, click on the map to start a new sequence of lines. So I could say, this is my starting line, right? And then I could say, I want to draw a line until, I don't know, here, but it needs to be the y coordinates. So I need to zoom in, then it's easier at 2000. And if I click now here, you see I drew a straight horizontal line, and I can then repeat that process to the right, and then vertically, and then like a pie chart. And then I could say, because it's 11 players, you divide it by 11, so it's not 100% symmetrical. But then that way I can then kind of try to find out where my opponent is. This is not what I will do. Instead, there is a little bit easier way, at least for your direct neighbors. What you do is, again, you go to your homeworld, and then you say again, I want to draw another circle. Click on it, and then this time we say it's 440 light years wide. Okay, good. Also, let's do that. Make it gray. And what I can already see is there's also a second rule of thumb you can remember. Every homeworld has a minimum of 3 connections. And it also has, like, depending on the settings, like 3 near planets, which you can reach within 81 light years. And you also have within 162 light years at least 11 planets. Okay, so let's count the planets for us. So in the inner circle we have 1, 2, 3, 4, even 5, but a minimum of 3 is required. And in the outer circle into 162 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, interesting. So good position. Just from the looks, with the 450 light years, I would say my northern neighbor is probably here. I will color that planet. Let's give that a nice red color. Yeah, this is where I think my opponent might be, the one at least. And from here, I think there are 2 or 3 possibilities. It might be here, but I don't think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This cluster is too small. I rather think that he is located on this planet. So let's mark that as well. And again, to be 100, you can't be 100% sure, but what I could do is I could draw again 2 circles here. Let's do that for a second. And here, this is radius like this. Okay, and save. And I will add another one. So again, in the middle, 162. Right, like this. Save. Now if I count these planets, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I'm pretty sure he's either here or here, something like that. And the same we can do here at this side. So let's do that as well. 81 light years, there we go. And we save that. And you see he has 3 connections to this homeworld, 1, 2, 3. And he will also have similarly almost same amount, like 15, 16 planets, maybe 14 on the outer ring. So let's do that. Oops, I didn't save it. This is one common mistake, which will happen to you as well. 162, you can correct it quite fast, save. And that's it. If I now count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So with this easy thought, we immediately more or less have found the enemy positions. Now, good thing and bad thing. Bad thing for me is they are more oriented to the middle than I am, because if you draw a circle here arbitrarily, it goes like this. So I have a more distance to the middle, and here this neighbor I can reach very hardly. Yeah, on the other hand, this cluster is more in my reach, but it is, yeah, this cluster would be important to get your hands on, I would say. And maybe I could have a kind of ally with this guy, and this guy also has a very nice place, because from here not only does he have a nice reach of planets which directly go into the middle, they also reach down, but also he has one to the right. Yeah, and if I now would like to know where his neighbor is, I would again, let's do that just for the sake of it, draw also a circle here. Again, you remember 440 or 450 light years. So this guy's neighbor is probably here. Yeah. And then, but I don't think he can be here because there are no 3 connections. So maybe he is even here, right? Yeah. Okay, so my starting position in this game isn't very good, to be honest. However, it's also not too bad because since I'm more to the outside, but I also have these planets in my back. So it's hard for these guys to reach these planets. So they are most probably mine. And I will try to get some of these as well. So next thing which we are going to do, let's use the drawing tool. And I'm going to add a new layer. And this layer I'm going to call borders. These are arbitrary borders. And for me, the borders, I mean, naturally we have something like this, right? Something like this already, just because the gap is high, but I will try to get into this cluster. So let's maybe take something light yellow here. Yep, that looks nice. I like it. And for this guy, I would maybe opt for, yeah, you should get these 2 planets and this. I would opt for something like this maybe. Yeah, which leaves us a corridor. And here, so once I've reached this planet, I think this distance is below 162 light years. So let's just quickly check that. Yes, it is. So within 2 turns, I can reach that and then jump to here, fly further to here. But this guy will also try to get a hand and a dominance of this cluster. Okay, and I don't like the coloring is too strong for my eyes. So what I will do is again go to borders and I will say this 2 segments. I don't like this color. So let's darken that a little bit, maybe like this. I know it doesn't look too good, but yep, that's better for my eye at least, or what I prefer. So let's do that here for the 2nd segment as well. Don't forget to save. And that's it. And with that, not only can I do certain things like this, but I can do more. Look at this. If I zoom more in, I now started to put a little bit of writing here. I could also color the planets, which I did normally. So normally what I would do is always take a color, and I had a color scheme. If a planet is just a rock, it stays like it is. If it has natives, it would get a bluish color like this. If it also would have natives and good minerals, I would go for orange. And if it would be a rock but would have good minerals but no natives, I would make it in yellow color. But this game, I choose to try a different style. Let's go for cancel. And I will rather try to set this text. And there's one nice thing you might have recognized. If I zoom in, the text appears, and if I further zoom in, it disappears. So what I like is I don't want to get distracted too much if I'm like doing these overall strategic kind of, thoughts and thinking what will I do next and here and there. But if I just want to see where should I send my fighters next, then it's easier for me to see the natives and all the other good stuff. And also here, let me get rid of this overlay a little bit. You also see this planet has nice amounts of titanium. So I am going to show you how to achieve exactly what I did with the natives here. Again, it's pretty simple. You click on it. Again, the drawing tool. So here I have the natives, but I want to get myself a nice marker that I know we have titanium here. And I will click on titanium on this or on this A. And here with that, I will click at this position and just go for T for titanium. I could also, write it out, titanium, but sometimes you have more than one. For me, a T is enough. And I will move that a little bit more to the north, so that a little bit to the south. There we go. And the color for me, titanium, this is my personal preference. Everyone, you can do whatever you want. For me, titanium is green. Okay, good. So that also color-wise, this is also a UX kind of thing. You easily can, I also, not only by reading the tea, but seeing it's a green tea, I always know from my mind it's tritanium. Uranium is yellow, neutronium is magenta, and molybdenum is for me dark blue. Okay, so now I could save it, let's save it, but if I now zoom out, look what happens, it will always stay there. But I don't want that. So what you can do is you zoom, let's first of all go into the edit mode. What you now do is, whilst you have a zoom level and you want this only to appear on a certain zoom level, you have a zoom min and zoom max. You can now set zoom min, which means if I further zoom in, it will stay always like this, but if I now zoom out, it will disappear. Okay? And here the same, I will zoom in and I will set this to zoom max, which means for 2 zoom levels, I have now set it. The further I zoom in, they disappear. And the further I zoom out, they also disappear. Okay? Yeah. And with that, wrapping this up, I hope you liked it. It's just, you can really give yourself more information. You can write stuff on the map. Every player has his own unique style in doing that. And also, if you tilt your head, this looks like a panda bear or something with, you know, the ears or eyes. I don't know. Ears probably. Yeah. But, or a Mickey Mouse. But for me, this is like the planning ahead. So if I want to go through the middle, this is a key planet. And you see, I have large distances to overcome to reach this middle, which again is the same issue here. If this guy wants to reach me, so directly like this direction, he has large distances to cover and only 2 planets here and there. He can reach this cluster a little bit better, but for him, I think it would be nice to have such a border. Okay, and for me, since it is hard to reach the middle by flying this direction, I think I will start and at some point of time try to invade and attack this guy. Okay, I hope you liked this tips and tricks session, and feel free, draw as much as you want, and if there are things you don't like, you can always go back and edit, delete, whatever you want, but enrich the map with the tools planets.nu has given. In former times, these were add-ons, but now they're really built into the core of planets.nu, and I love it. Okay, so Joshua and his team, great job. And with that, Gigaschatten, over and out. Bye-bye.